there's a great comfort level for the second year. That there's quite a learning curve with the transition of coaching staff, a little bit of system stuff, lots of terminology changes. Everybody's learning. But probably the bigger factor than all that, I mean, everybody's got good football plays out there, but the key issue is the utilizing your talent and how they fit, knowing more about them, and that's every position. What you can expect and what you want to really enhance, as these guys call a game, it's all really keyed on what guys do and what they do well. Well, that's a big deal. You lose 3 starters, and that for me that was probably, and until we prove it, it's still a little bit scary. I mean that's a big transition. But as we went through it, and as our guys practiced, I became more and more enthused about what this was going to look like. Kind of the emergence of a guy. Tanner Farmer made a big jump in the spring. Gerald Foster, we've always been really intrigued by. And those 2 guys playing guard, we moved Dylan Utter to center, which I think has been a good move. He's smart and he's tough, and maybe a little bit better spot for him. So I think we're going to be physical inside. I think those guys are, I think it's kind of that movement right there. I think it's just getting better all the time. And I thought spring that interior looked good. Well, we took a hit there in the defensive tackle position for sure. We had 2 players going to the NFL draft. Probably made good decisions, both drafted pretty early, and they'll have good careers, and we're excited and proud for them. But when you lose 2 guys that are heading into their prime year, supposedly the best football that they're going to play at that time, that's not easy. But as we look at it, you just go forward and you look at it. Kevin Maurice is a really good, solid football player, and I think Kevin's taken a nice leadership role, and I think he's primed for his best football coming up. And then, Mick Stoltenberg, we're all excited about Mick. Mick got hurt during bowl practice and rehab like crazy, and he's ready to go, and we're excited about him. And then we have the Davis twins that redshirted last year, talented, still learning about playing the game at this level, but tons of upside. And they like to play. Because you have to make a good decision. If you're gonna not redshirt a guy, then he's got to play. So he's got to be starting on 2 or 3 special teams, or he's got to be rotating in the game on offense and defense. You don't want to waste that year for him. But there's going to be some guys. We kind of listed what we think right now going in a top 5 or 6 that might be likely candidates to not redshirt. So we've got to get them in the fire early, So we put them right in there on the punt team right away. We'll put them right there on the kickoff cover. We'll start testing them right away, because by the time we get to kind of midway in fall camp, give us a couple more weeks to get game ready. We've got to make a decision on those guys. And so I want to make it the training center of America. We've got all the resources, we've got all the science, and we've got a location where guys can come, and we've got coaches that want to work with these guys, whether it's those guys. But I want that to be able to carry over into the recruiting part of it, just as was mentioned, because it all fits. You gain that reputation as a training center. These guys want to come to Nebraska. They got the greatest weight room in the world. They got the greatest scientists there to help me. They got the best coaches to train me in the summertime. So, that's just all part of the picture that we want to create. If you want to train to be the best, you want to couple it with, getting that education and all the resources that you have and being able to grow in the life skills area, then this is the training center of America. And you all play a major impact in the recruiting that we're doing. There is no doubt about it. These kids really feel like you all know them, and probably more important, you all want them, and they know it. So the response, social media, all that to our recruits that we are getting is absolutely a big deal. And we're all in this thing together in this state. There's no doubt about that. And the impact that is played because the identity of this place obviously is that everybody cares. And that's why the stadium's been sold out for all those games in a row. Everybody goes. So that is a major, major theme in the recruiting. This is a unique place. There's not places like this
Nope.
out there.